EPA Midway meteorologist Bobby Martins here with your outlook for August 11th, 2025. It is Monday. We're back to work, and Kinsley's Family Market sponsors the Monday video forecast. Your summer starts at Kinsley's ShopRite. Grill, chill, and repeat. Get your backyard barbecue on with everything you'll need in a one-stop shop. Juicy burgers and sizzling steaks, farm-fresh corn and local produce, ice-cold beer, and great local wines. Party platters, desserts, and all the fixings. Kinsley ShopRite is located in Broadheadsville, Monroe County, Pennsylvania, proudly serving their community all summer long and are longtime sponsors of the Monday video forecast. So if you like yesterday, you're going to like today. It's not much different. Temperatures will be very similar. We're going to be maybe a degree or two warmer than it was yesterday in some places. Humidity is going to come up slightly. Yesterday we were in the we're generally in the upper 50s, but today we'll be in the lower 60s for those dew points. So we're going to come up slightly. Nothing crazy just yet, but once we go to the next day, Tuesday, watch these dew points come up. We'll be back near on either side of 70 degrees. So there's going to be a notable increase in humidity on Tuesday. Both Monday and Tuesday are mostly sunny days. Here's Monday. We get into Tuesday, and it's pretty much the same deal. Sunny to partly cloudy, we'll call it here on Tuesday, but not much different. Plenty of sun to contend with here over the next couple of days. So week is going to start off mostly sunny, partly cloudy on Tuesday, and then you'll see temperature just gradually inching up, okay? And that's because we have this ridging moving into the region. Now, the core of this ridging has always been to our north and east, so the highest temperature anomalies relative to average are going to be up here, but we're still, +4, +5 right now, playing in some places +6. As far as temperature departures from what average is. So if your average high is 85 and you're +6, that's about 91 degrees, right? So you're expecting that. Now, we aren't, it looked like the models when they were looking at this same period well in advance. We were looking at this beginning as last week. We knew it was coming, but they were a little bit more enthused with some higher numbers in our area. We never really took the bait with that. We knew that once you get a little bit closer, they start to average out and balance out a little bit. So these departures are not going to be quite as high as some of these numbers I was seeing with temperatures in the mid-90s and even some upper 90s. We're not seeing that, but we are going to have temperatures on either side of 90 for much of this entire week, actually. Some days it'll be in the upper 80s, some days it'll be in the lower 90s. It's going to be on either side of 90 here, going straight forward. And not a lot of precipitation to deal with until we get to about midweek. There's going to be a cold front approaching the area. And I use that term loosely because cold front this time of year does not mean the same thing it does like in October. If you get a cold front come through in October, you might be really warm in the 80s and have an abnormally warm day ahead of the frontal boundary. You'll be back down to the upper 60s near 70 the next day. It's a big dramatic drop. We're not going to have that kind of drop with this. These are slower moving. And this is Wednesday. Now, Wednesday, it does have some scattered activity, mainly for the interior locations. The NAM is also showing this. Long-range NAM is showing the scattered thunderstorm activity that's going to be in place here on Wednesday afternoon. It's not a complete wash, but there are areas that are going to see some thunderstorms with that cold front here on Wednesday. And then that front is going to move farther east on Thursday, but it won't get all the way through. It's probably going to be focused on our southeastern areas. These areas right down in here, but areas northwest of that circled area could still see an isolated thunderstorm here on Thursday as well. To this front, until this front completely clears, which we do think it does Thursday night, setting up a very nice, again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're looking at mostly sunny skies all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all 3 days are just mostly sunny conditions, and that's it. So guess what, folks? This is looking more and more like we're going to have our third consecutive weekend of mostly sunny skies and no weather concerns whatsoever. At least that's the way we're headed. There has been some chatter about possible hurricane down the road. Again, we talked about this in a long-range outlook on Friday. A little bit too early to speculate on what this might do. The model runs are going to be different every single time when they're running the simulations until this thing actually forms and becomes a tropical cyclone and it's actually named. We'll have a better handle on the downstream effects and where it may go. Once we get up here, you see that this is just, for example, there's a big trough sitting here, right? So if this is moving up here, it probably curves out because of that trough here. But I mean, this is assuming that this is going to be here. It may not. You're looking at Tuesday the 19th here, and it's showing this big hurricane down here. Could it be there? Yes. Could it come up and affect the eastern seaboard? Yes, it can. Or Florida, or South Carolina, or out to sea. A lot of different possibilities yet. You're hearing a lot of things out there from the weenie pages on Facebook. I've seen a couple of those putting spaghetti plots out, and nobody understands those. So just stop it. There's no reason to be doing that right now. This is looking at next week. We'll look at this a little bit more intently as we get later in this week, if it's still there and there's a legitimate threat. But right now we're way too early to start discussing any kind of hurricane threat. So what we did on the long range outlook, if you missed it on Friday, we highlighted the period between the 20th and 24th as a time period to watch. One of those if type deals, not necessarily meaning it's going to affect anything, but if it were to occur, if it would be in that time frame, and that still is holding true right now. So we'll continue to watch that here in the week ahead, but don't concern yourself with anything at this point. With anything you're seeing on social media saying, "Oh, hurricane's coming," or they're trying to get you all panicked, relax. That's a next week deal. That would be like mid to late week next week, most likely. So long way to look at it yet. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for August 11th, 2025. Have a great Monday.